Yeah, Richie Rich here, coming to you from Vietnam, creative peaceful consultant. Had another conversation back home in Canada today, and let me back up a minute here for a second. Gotta start breaking. Everybody needs to get out of the matrix, break free from the current narrative, or whatever you want to call it. Because when you start doing that, or some aspects of it, people are going to start calling you out on it, whether intentionally or unintentionally. And because they basically are going to either guilt trip you, or they're going to, how can I say, guilt trip you or make you feel bad and everything else. So anyway, getting back to what I said before, I had a conversation back home, and I was talking with this person, and basically we're talking about the current situation. This is end of October, and right now, and right near the end of October, and there's lots going on in the news. Depends how much you want to focus on it, regarding the lockdowns and more lockdowns coming into other countries, especially if you're hearing these stories coming out of Europe, Eastern Bloc Europe, now maybe even the U.S. after the election. So anyway, we're talking, and you kind of go down that road of when you talk with certain people about what's going on in the news, and what's going on with the with the whole C virus going on. That's just my camera here. And and some people are concerned, some people are worried about what's coming down. Like there's some people don't want to get the tests or the treatments of the tests, with the big certain words I don't want to say because of so much censoring going on YouTube right now, with the old C virus and the jab, what they're going to want you to take. So anyway, they were talking about that and how they want to close down. Basically, we were talking about they're thinking of closing down international travel, like really close it down. Basically, they don't want. They think they might close down come the new year. I don't know. I've not researched much on that. They could be closing more down. I don't know. But anyway, this person was saying yes. I think you might not be able to travel home. I'm thinking, okay, and it doesn't really bother me. But this person basically kind of said, look, you should get home, because you might not see your kids again. Well, I'm not going to believe that at all. I do plan on seeing my kids again. But as I said before, I'm not going to go down the fear mongering or feeling guilt for sure, like feeling guilty for not seeing them. It's like I don't want to go back to a place where there's so many restrictions, just so I can see my kids are the youngest is 17, okay, youngest is 17, oldest is 23, just turned 23, and we'll be turning 23 actually. So yes, and my mom, I know she wants to see me as well, my dad and a few other relatives as well. But it's not like I don't want to see them. It's not that at all. I do want to see them. But I made a case in point. I was talking to this person, and maybe this is a little extreme or not extreme, I don't know. But what I'm going to talk about, back in the 1930s, there was a lot of Jewish families knew what was going on when Hitler was in power. And this is before the war broke out, and before any such things as concentration camps was started. And Anyway, these people knew what was going on, and I'm not saying that's going to happen in Western society, but they really started restricting people back then, and people weren't allowed to leave. They were clamping down on the Jews, and the smart ones started getting out before it really started getting bad, because they could see, they had some knowledge of what was going on. They could see what pattern was going on, so they got out. And I think it was only like 3%. Don't quote me on that, but heard something like that. Only 3% got out before it really got bad of what was there. So I kind of made a case in point. Look, why do I want to go back to a place where there could be more prison involvements, like totally restrictions and everything else? Yes, I can go back. Yes, it'd be nice to see my family again and kids and stuff like that. But that's only short-lived. It's short-lived for what? A day here, and maybe once a week. And then what? Everybody's back to if there's lockdowns, you're not going to be, if you're living in separate locations, there might be restriction of travel. There's so many plethora of things that can happen. And on top of it, let's say things are still semi-normal. They're going to have their own lives through their social networks and everything else. They're young kids. Everybody knows kids. They don't like hanging out with their parents. That's not the point, especially in Western society. So basically, you want me to come home just so I can see my kids, so I can be alone. So don't get me wrong, I don't mind being alone, but where I am here for now in Vietnam, there is mask wearing, but it's kind of hit and miss in certain areas, and whether you might go into a mall, then we're in a fairly big malls, they're gonna want you to wear masks. But you go in the outer lying areas and stuff like that, there's not many people wearing masks. In my area, and I'm in Ho Chi Minh, people are wearing masks, but I would say it's 50%. Everybody wears masks on the motorbike, and that's not because of the virus. That was before the virus. That's just because of the pollution in certain areas when it's illegal to wear a mask to filter it out. But I don't think it does anything. But here, you can go to restaurants, you can go to cafes, you can go to the movie theaters, and everything. And I can have a decent social life and meet people if I want. Well, if I go back home, it's not like I had a lot of people I was seeing before I left, and now you want me to come home and be almost like a hermit, and that's not freedom for me. And I'm all about freedom. And I will go home, but when I can fly in and fly out fairly easily, yes, I will go home. So, and how do I make that decision? It's a kind of a logical decision. You got to look at the pros and the cons. I've been trying to teach people here how to make proper decisions when you how can I say it? When you want to make a decision. So there's that aspect of it. So what's the pros of staying, and you gotta weigh them, and you gotta know what in your gut and your heart what feels good to you, and not listening to all the chatter out there or what people are saying. So anyway, as you know, I got my book. I'm not sure, my battery may be getting low here, so if I cut out, just so you know that, if it ends quickly here. But I got my book, Operate Your Peak, my course, 4 Steps to Getting Unstuck, and I got my report that helps you to kind of define you as where you should be heading in your life, so you can be more, so you're not swimming upstream and you're swimming downstream. And that's lifeoptimizationreport.com. Check that out. And if you have any questions, you can email me at courageousrich@gmail.com about anything about the book and the course. But yeah, that's it for the course. I got to promote something and making sure I get compensated somehow. But yeah, just getting just a little back in the whole idea of not making the proper decisions. Make sure you weigh what's best for you in your heart. What do you think is best for you in your heart? And because if you're just going back because of guilt or for myself, if I'm just going back because of guilt, because everybody's going to treat you like, oh man, you're a bad father or whatever the case is, then all of a sudden, if you start going down that road, then that's a whole nother topic for another day. But that's not good at all. You need to you don't want to have guilt and shame on you. So, or have that brought onto by someone else, and you gotta sit there. You gotta be okay with the decisions you make. That's the thing. It's okay to be okay with the decision you make. Okay. So anyway, I'm Richie Rich, Creative Peaceful Consultant. We will talk to you later. Bye for now.